Story 3. It was the middle of sophomore year when Maria transferred to a new high school. She was shy, quiet, and carried herself with a nervous kind of energy that made her an easy target. Almost immediately, she became the focus of a group of girls who ruled the hallways. Popular, loud, and merciless. They mocked her clothes, her accent, even the way she walked. At first, Maria endured it silently, telling herself things would get better. But one afternoon, while she was at her locker, the group cornered her. They shoved her books to the floor, laughing as they recorded her humiliation on their phones. That video spread across the school within hours. By the next morning, Maria couldn't walk down the halls without hearing whispers and cruel laughter. A week later, everything changed. Maria didn't show up to school. Teachers assumed she was sick, but as the days passed, her absence grew more alarming. Eventually, the principal announced in hushed tones that Maria had been transferred again, but no one knew why or where. Rumors spread. Some said her parents pulled her out for safety. Others claimed something much darker had happened after that video went viral. What unsettled everyone most was what happened to the bullies. Each of the girls who tormented Maria began to complain of strange things. Scratches appearing on their skin overnight, eerie whispers when they were alone, shadows following them down empty halls. One swore she saw Maria's reflection staring back at her from a bathroom mirror, even though she was nowhere near. By the end of that semester, none of those girls dared to walk the halls alone. The laughter that once echoed through the school was replaced by silence, as if the building itself had taken Maria's side. And while her name was never spoken out loud again, the fear of what happened to her and what she might have left behind never left those walls. Story 4. I never liked using the bathrooms at school. They always smelled of bleach and mildew, the kind of smell that makes you want to hold your breath until you're out. But avoiding them wasn't an option, especially not when the bullies made sure I ended up there almost every day. It became their favorite game. At lunch or after class, they'd corner me in the hallway and shove me toward the far bathroom near the gym. Nobody really went there. The tiles were cracked, the lights flickered, and most kids swore it was haunted. For me, it was just where they liked to humiliate me. They'd shove me into the stall, slam the door, and sometimes hold it shut from the outside. Then they'd laugh while I pounded on the door, begging them to let me out. Sometimes it lasted 5 minutes, sometimes longer. But there was one day I'll never forget. It started the same as usual. 3 of them caught me in the hall and dragged me into the bathroom. They shoved me into the farthest stall, the one with the broken lock, and forced it closed. I braced myself for the usual laughter, the taunts, the jokes. But something felt different this time. The bathroom was dead silent after the door slammed shut. I pressed my ear against it, waiting to hear them outside, but nothing. Then I heard it, a faint scratching, not from outside the stall, from inside. At first, I thought maybe it was just the sound of my backpack zipper scraping against the wall, or maybe my shoes against the tile. But then it grew louder, long, dragging nails raking against metal. I froze. The sound wasn't coming from the walls, it was coming from the stall door itself. I stepped back, staring at the gray metal. My breath caught in my throat when I saw the first line appear. A deep scratch dragged across the inside of the door, slow and deliberate, as if invisible claws were carving into it right in front of me. Then another line appeared, and another. My chest tightened when I realized the marks weren't random. They were forming letters. H-E-L-P. The word stretched across the inside of the stall door, carved deep like it had been etched with a knife. But I hadn't moved, and I knew. God, I knew I wasn't alone. That's when I heard laughter outside. The bullies had come back. They started kicking at the stall, shaking it, mocking me like usual. "Hey freak, you crying in there?" One of them jeered. Another slammed his fist against the door. But I wasn't crying. I couldn't. My whole body was frozen, staring at the word etched in front of me. My voice cracked as I tried to yell, "Stop! Don't do that!" They laughed harder. Then, without warning, the scratches started again. This time louder, faster, violent. The door screeched as if something was clawing through it from the inside. I screamed. The bullies went silent. "Was that you?" one whispered. Before they could say anything else, the stall door exploded with sound. Dozens of scratch marks appeared all at once, furiously slashing across the metal, carving words I couldn't even process fast enough. The bullies panicked, screaming as they ran for the exit. I heard the bathroom door slam shut behind them, and then silence. I stood there, trembling, staring at the stall door. The scratches had stopped, but the words were still there. The first one still burned into my brain. Help. But now there were more. Whole sentences. The letters messy and jagged, but legible enough for me to read. They locked me in here too. They never let me out. Don't let them do it again. My stomach dropped. The room spun. I shoved the stall door open and bolted out of the bathroom, not daring to look back. The bullies never messed with me after that day. I don't know if it was because they were scared of what happened or if they thought I'd gone insane. But they avoided me, whispered about me in the hallways. And sometimes when I walk past that bathroom, I swear I can still hear it. The faint sound of nails dragging across metal, waiting for the next person to get shoved inside. And I know one thing for sure. Whatever made those scratches is still in there.